Hey guys, so today, me and Chris here, this is Chris from Grim Bros Design.
What's going on?
He helped me swig up this. Well, he swigged it up. This beautiful lower rad support. We put the coolers on there. We got them all mounted up with these sweet little brackets. Painted everything purple. Put some clear coat with a flake on it. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but man, it looks good. Did the rest of the cage. Chris also made this sweet bracket for my hydro to mount. Sorry for the shit in the way, but we're just packing up for the day. That's Chase Bay's inline hydro. And then I got this all done up too. It's got the flake back here real nice. It's gonna pop so good in the sun. So stoked for it. Well, that's it for now. We got a lot more work to do. We're gonna finish the rear mount rad stuff up, and then we'll get the seatbelts done and a couple of other little things to button up, like the kill switch mount and whatnot. But get that all done up and get to it. Here's the finished product of the rear mount rad lines, in case anyone was curious. So we moved these. The first time we did it, we ended up putting them underneath that sway bar, and now we put them above to give it more room, and then we mounted them up in the trans tunnel because there's enough room between the drive shaft and the water lines to be clear and free of everything. This is a Bell Raceworks diff brace. Fantastic product, fits so well. Everything worked out real good here. Just to look up, T-bolt clamps, there's adapters there too. That's a Flexolite 15-inch puller fan, and it's 3300 CFM, I think. So it should work pretty good. That's a triple pass rad I have back there. You can see down there, I got the drive shaft loop in. Chris mocked that up, and it did a really good job. So it's tough with the Formula Drift rules. It has to be 6 inches from the center of the U-joint in the front. So we had to mount it so it looks a little lower there because the shifter's in the way, because the CD09, the shifter comes off the back and whatnot. So that was kind of an issue there, but we made it work. There's clearance all the way around, so it's going to work fantastic. Today, I finally got to finishing up my fans for the rad. So what I did was, I have the thermostatic switch, and just ran it through with some loom through the firewall, and then along the side here, right down there like that, and up to the battery. So the thermostatic switch is really nice in the fact that you don't have to run a separate switch. It just, you hook up the power wires and everything it needs to hook up, and it will turn on once it hits a certain temperature. So that's really awesome. But all the hoses are finally done on the rear mount rad. We have all T-bolt clamps holding the rubber on. Chris from Grim Bros Design did an amazing job. He made these adapters to go from whatever size of hose came off my water pump and the radiator itself, and then go down to 1-inch hose. So we have some like flexi hose here. It's I can't really. I'd open the garage door, but honestly, it's so windy out today, I don't want to deal with the noise, and I want you guys to be able to hear. So now you can see it. That's the hose we're using. It's got like a metal coil inside of it. It's really thick rubber. And then Chris fabbed up aluminum lines that go underneath the car, and then they come out the back. And those turned out amazing. Can't thank him enough. He's spent a lot of hours doing stuff with me, for me, and he's been very reasonably priced. He's a really good guy, good friend of mine now. Through drifting, it's kind of amazing how things work out like that. How you meet somebody with a common interest and then you end up hanging out a lot. So kind of cool. But we're going to be mounting this wideband up there on the dash, right next to the other gauges, kind of on an angle, and it'll be in this pod right here. So I just have to finish doing some wiring. I gotta turn on the key and find out where 12 volt power is when you put key on. And I gotta ground it, and then the wideband is done. And then I can start it up in a bit and finally let this thing warm up and get some temperature to it. I had a mishap yesterday where I accidentally installed my steam vent lines. There's like a metal tab and it has rubber on one side and metal on the other side, and I kind of messed up and I put those on backwards. So thankfully that bled the system because a ton of water came out the top of my motor. So the engine's full and it's bled now, so that's wicked. That's the only good part about that yesterday, besides frantically running around trying to figure out where the leak was coming from. Very discerning when you're got a fresh motor you barely ran, you put water in it, then all of a sudden you have a big giant puddle underneath your car. It leaked out about 2 liters of water. I'm running water wetter and some distilled water because due to track rules. So I'm going to get to doing that wideband and then I will fire it up. Hopefully. And if it doesn't fire up, then I gotta change the plugs because it might have fouled them last time as we were running it around there. So I'll get to it. I got the wideband mounted finally, so that's where it's gonna sit. Hopefully the 2-way tape I have works for it. If not, I'll have to buy some other stuff. Then I use the right stuff down here to silicone the firewall, so that way none of the hot fluids can come up front. You know, if a line lets go or whatever, then I don't get covered in hot coolant or oil or the passenger. So I use this stuff right here. It's got a little pump, or yeah, like a little pump on it. It's kind of like the canister style where you put in the gun, but this one you just squeeze the trigger down and it lays a sweet bead. So that's awesome. We're gonna fire up right away. I'm just doing a couple things till my girlfriend gets here because I want her here when I fire so she can help me look for leaks and just make sure everything's all buttoned up right, and I don't want to have, you know, anything go wrong. So always good to have a second set of eyes when you're firing up for the first time. But just wait for her and then we'll fire it up. I changed the plugs and we're gonna try again just because, you know, might as well. And if not, the tuner's gonna come out and we're gonna have to redo some tuning on the startup part of it. So here's to hoping. Unfortunately, bad day today. Car won't start again. Changed the plugs and nothing. So Chris is luckily coming by on Friday. He's gonna go over the tune, see if there's anything not connecting or not communicating with the PCM. I have no clue. Kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. So Chris stopped by today, finally hooked up the laptop to get it tuned and figure out what was going on and why it wouldn't run. He got here with the laptop and we got to work right away, so I didn't think of grabbing the GoPro. So so now it runs. So I'm gonna show you a start up quick and let you guys have a listen. So good, very loud. We're gonna get the muffler put on it soon, but finally works. So many months. Finally, you know, I can take this thing out out soon and enjoy it and get everything dialed in and broken in, and I'll shut down the car quick because, you know, it's a little noisy. So I want to say a big shout out to Player 3 Performance, Chris Zielinski. He's amazing tuner. I can't thank him enough for everything he's done. He came out here today and came to my garage and plugged in and did all this tuning so that way it runs. And can't wait to test if the clutch is good and the tranny works and everything's all good to go, and take her for a street drive soon and get you guys in the car with me. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and do what you do.